Welcome everyone to our predictions and preview for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It is the final race of the season, and I mean it's been a hectic week. Of course, starting let's just get straight into it. Of course, Esteban Ocon is replaced before Abu Dhabi. What's going on this season? What is going on?
I mean, it's sad that it's coming to the end of the season. Let's just get that out there. I don't know what I'm going to do for 3 months.
Nope, I don't know either.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, Esteban Ocon's gone.
Yes.
And I'm not too mad.
Why?
Personally.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it's sad. Obviously, there's one race left. What he's done with Alpine, getting them the win, as we know, a few years back. So, look, I'll tell you why I'm not mad. Now, he could have raced for Alpine in this last race. That would have meant that he would not have been able to do the test for Haas.
No.
So, this meaning that he isn't racing, he is doing the test for Haas now.
Yeah.
So, in terms of an Ocon personal note, it's sad that he's not doing it, but it gets integrated straight into that Haas team now, into that car now. And look, it might be beneficial for his future.
Yeah, it could be. I fully understand that. Obviously, the reason why, if you don't know, is Esteban Ocon hasn't been dropped because he's had a run of poor form. That's not the reason. He's been dropped because, obviously, the commitments to Haas in the test, and if he drives for Alpine in Abu Dhabi contractually, he can't then do the test for Haas. So, obviously, that allows Jack Doohan to get some experience. But you had another theory, didn't you, about that? And I think this is interesting because obviously we know the Haas commitment is the reason, but we've had, this happens, every year. Another driver will move to another team before the end of the season and it will be agreed, but they don't leave the team before Abu Dhabi to go and race in the test. That's not how it works. Teams and drivers have never done that. This is the first time this has ever happened.
Yeah,
so
and obviously
you had
Lewis
another
Hamilton
theory.
hasn't done it.
And Hamilton hasn't done it. Behrman's not coming in. It has as well to replace Hulkenberg or Magnussen. Hulkenberg isn't going to Sauber, even though Johan Bottas aren't there next year. You know what I mean? So, you had a theory on this, and I thought this was quite interesting.
I did have another theory on this. I mean, it's a long shot theory, but in terms of Alpine, obviously Doohan's got this stigma around him. Is he good enough?
Yes, he does.
So put him in at Abu Dhabi, see how he does. If he's thereabouts on pace, great. It's going to be an interesting year next year. If he has an absolute stinker, and it's awful, god awful, it's not too late. Colapinto comes in, and there's been rumours there.
Yeah, and I think that's a really good theory, and I don't usually condone these very wild card left field theories, but I think Alpine are tight enough to do that. I really do, and I would not be surprised if the cover-up is, we're just letting him go because there's obligations to Haas. Like, no, that's never happened. As we mentioned, Hamilton isn't doing it. And every year, another driver leaves before Abu Dhabi. They never switch teams for the last race. It's like something you'd see out the F1 game. Like, when you have to sign the contract on career mode before the last race for the next season. It's not like that, right? So, no, it's stupid. So I actually do think that theory might possibly be true, and I've actually took some inspiration from my predictions. Anyway, let's get into them, shall we? Predictions for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Obviously, it's the last race of the season. Everyone's just gonna be having a bit of fun.
Well, it's not fun though because there is tight battles.
There are tight battles.
Championship battles.
Let's get straight into this. Pole position for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Charles Leclerc. I think he'll take the final pole.
Yep.
Charles Leclerc, as we know, top driver in terms of qualifying outright one lap pace. I think the Ferrari's going to turn up with a very good car and give Charles that machinery, he'll whitewash that pole, and I think the Ferraris will be quick.
Yeah, for pole position, I've also gone with Charles Leclerc. I think I think this track's got Ferrari written all over it. It's got very similar characteristics to other Ferrari dominant tracks on the calendar this season. A tight sector 3. We saw, obviously, they were quick around Baku, Monaco, obviously. I think this track is I think it'll be a Ferrari track if my gut is telling me the truth. So I have gone with Charles Leclerc.
What I've seen, though, is Ferrari and McLaren are not far off each other.
No.
At these sorts of tracks. So I wouldn't discount McLaren.
Well, we'll get into that, actually.
Yeah, we will get into that.
We will. Let's go for our top 3 then. So, Jack, who have you got in third place for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix?
Top 3. Third place,
yep.
I have gone with Lando Norris.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Lando Norris, I think McLaren will be thereabouts on race pace. I think it's going to be a very close fight. And I think Lando will grab another podium. Obviously, we know his mistake. Let's call it a mistake that he had in Qatar with speeding under double waved yellows, getting that penalty. And I think he's going to want to rectify it, but I think he'll get a podium out of it. That's all. Second place. Do you want my second? I would do him straight away, or do you want your third?
Let's go.
Okay. Second, I've gone with Carlos Sainz.
Damn.
As I said, I think Ferrari are going to be quick.
Can I smell a Ferrari 1-2 here?
I think you can smell a Ferrari 1-2 because
Man's got his Ferrari hoodie on, and he's gone full Ferrari for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What's this about?
Hey, I'm back in the boys.
Stop meat riding, Bev. Look at you.
I'm back in the boys. Yeah, no, I do think it'll be a Ferrari 1-2. I think Charles Leclerc will win it. I think Carlos Sainz will be second. I think they'll just have the race pace. I think the car will come alive in the race. We know their race pace is usually pretty strong. And we've seen Charles Leclerc, when Ferrari looked kind of nowhere in Qatar, picking up a second place.
Yeah, so my question for you then, you've put Ferrari 1 and 2, Lando third. Do Ferrari win the Constructors' Championship? Because that's very possible with that prediction.
It is, but I do think Oscar will be fourth.
Oh, so they won't.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a bit anticlimactic. Anyway, my top 3 for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix is, in third, I've gone with George Russell. I think the run of form that George is on right now, he's probably one of the highest performing drivers we've had in the last 5 races or so, I'd say. Consistently at the front, I think he'll deliver. And unfortunately, rain on Hamilton's leaving party. I just think Hamilton wants out. I don't think Hamilton will perform. And I think George will just get the maximum out of that car. I hope they do a really good goodbye for Hamilton. I just don't think he'll turn up in the race or the quali because I just think he can't be arsed. But I think George will be able to get something out of that car. So I've gone with George Russell in third place.
Okay.
Yeah. In second...
Touching on Mercedes while we're on there.
Okay.
I've got a boldish prediction.
Yep.
Here. And it's not my flop because I don't think it'll be a fault of his own. I think Hamilton retires with a mechanical issue.
And that's just like a little sprinkling prediction in there.
Yeah, I think he'll retire from his farewell of Mercedes race.
That's really sad if he does.
It's really sad, but I think he will. I think his car will just break.
You know the conspiracy theories be going crazy if that happens.
Yeah.
Hamilton planted something in his car so he didn't have to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good grief. Yeah, so second place I've gone with Lando Norris. Obviously, the run of form he's on this season. I say run of form. He's had a poor few races, really, for his standards. But, it's Lando Norris. He's good in qualifying. He's great in the race. We know how good he is. He'll finish second. And, of course, converting the win, I think it will be, of course, Charles Leclerc.
Okay.
I don't know. I've got Charles vibes for this last race. I don't know why. But, yeah, that's my top 3.
I mean, it's not quite impossible with Lando being second and Charles first, depending on who gets fastest lap, if it has to be Charles. Ferrari or McLaren constructors?
Okay, McLaren.
I would have thought, because Sainz would have to be fourth.
Yeah.
And they
I
would
think.
need that.
I think if I was going to do my top 5 predictions, I think Sainz 4th, Max 5th, Oscar 6th, and that wouldn't be enough for Ferrari to win it. I don't think so. So that would sort of be my top 6 predictions if I was going to do it. So yeah, I don't think Ferrari win it. I think the gap is too big.
21 points, is it?
Yeah, they got lucky that Lando getting the penalty in Qatar kept them in the fight 100%.
Yeah, but then you can say they also got unlucky with Carlos's puncture as well.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I think Ferrari would be well and truly within a shout, if not already have one hand on that trophy, if they didn't go through that like dull period mid-season.
Oh yeah,
so
you would arguably say they would have won it.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, arguably Charles Leclerc could be in a title battle right now coming into this last race. He could have been, because Charles Leclerc was second in the championship, if I remember, after Monaco. Was he not? He was. And we were going, oh my God, title battle. And then and then Lando went on that run.
Yeah, Charles could, I mean, if the Ferrari hadn't blown itself up.
Yeah, if it was good in Canada, Britain, pretty much all the way up past Spa, Zandvoort. Austria. So pretty much a third of the season. If Ferrari was as good as has been at the latter half of the season and the start of the season, Charles Leclerc, title battle, come on. Oh, if, buts and maybes. Anyway, let's move on to the flop of the weekend. Who's your flop of the weekend?
The flop of the weekend. My flop, personally, I've gone with Red Bull.
Oh, is it just an organisation?
Yeah, I think Red Bull, I don't see him being anywhere near competitive, to be honest.
Wow.
I think it could be, you'll see Max probably, I would say probably 7th.
Wow. Okay, so the flopping that bad.
Yeah, I think it'd be flopping that bad. I think both Mercedes will be, one Mercedes will be ahead, and then possibly a Gasly up there. And then you're looking at, obviously, your top 4, So, look, and then I'm not getting into Perez.
No, well, we don't need to get into Perez.
If Max is 7th, Perez is last.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Red Bull are just going to absolutely be slow.
But
really
obviously,
dreadfully slow.
We haven't covered this in a video or the podcast, but since we're on the preview, we might as well do it here, just really quick. Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
We're almost at the finale of this saga with Red Bull. 2 things. Number 1, there are heavy rumors that Perez is departing with the team, potentially staying with the team, but departing as a driver and getting an ambassador role.
Ambassadorial role, like Daniel Ricciardo did.
Yeah, sort of like Daniel Ricciardo. And he will be replaced by either Liam Lawson or Yuki Tsunoda. And, of course, we have Hadjar coming in. And interestingly, the second point is in the press conference for Abu Dhabi, Isaac Hadjar said he kind of knows what he's doing next year. And then I think Paul Aarons was like, what do you mean you know what you're doing next year? Like, what? Do you know? Has someone told you? And he's just like, nothing official, but nothing official. And it was really funny. And it's like, okay, so we know he's been called up to VCARB, and we know Perez is getting binned off. Okay.
Yeah. I think it's done for Perez now.
Yeah.
I think that will be the announcement probably Monday.
Yeah, probably.
That'll be announced. If not, it could be announced Sunday before the race. This is Perez's last race. If he wants a retirement party, who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably bet my hat on Hadjar being in that VCARB alongside, I'm going to say it, Liam Lawson. Yuki gets promoted.
Come on, my boy. I've been waiting for this day. Yes. Yuki Tsunoda to Red Bull. Let's all make a movement, please. Hashtag Yuki to Red Bull. Right, Liam Lawson is a cool guy, right? But just Yuki deserves his chance. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Anyway, my flop of the weekend, I've got 2, right? I've got a cop-out and I've got an actual answer. My cop-out, I've gone with Jack Doohan.
No.
No, I'll explain why.
Poor Doohan.
No, poor Doohan. Obviously, he's probably going to finish last. Let's be honest, right? Maybe beat the stakes.
Well, Zhou's in there.
Yeah, but Zhou has turned into prime Michael Schumacher for the past 2 races.
Zhou to beat Max Verstappen this weekend.
Oh, he could. he wouldn't, he's as close as he got in Qatar. Might as well go the extra mile in Abu Dhabi, especially if your prediction about Red Bull not being on the pace comes true. You never know. But so yeah, no, I think Jack Doohan, obviously for two reasons. Number one, obviously he's not raced the whole season. Number two, I just don't rate him. I think he'll be a flop, just anyway. So yeah, sorry Doohan. He could prove me wrong, and I hope he does. He seems like a lovely bloke, but I've never rated him. Like you said, there's a stigma around it. But obviously, it's a cop-out because he's just joining, so I can't judge Doohan yet. Please prove me wrong.
I mean, if he gets lapped about 4 times, I can judge him.
Exactly right. My second option is Liam Lawson. I think he's I think Liam Lawson's really underwhelmed me this last half of the season when he came in, and the thing is, I don't want to sound like there's a bit of an agenda against Liam Lawson because
I think we've got a slight agenda.
No, I don't. Yeah, but this is the thing. I love Ricciardo, and I really think Yuki deserves a chance at Red Bull. So it kind of looks like everything is sort of, I've got an agenda against Liam Lawson. I just want to put this out there. I do not. Right, I really liked the look of Liam Lawson last season.
That's not what you told me in the pub the other day.
Ah, shut up, mate. I really liked the look of Liam Lawson when he came in last season, for those few races to replace Ricciardo. He looks fast, he looks quick, he looks good. I just think he's been really underwhelming. Like, he's been hyped up as this replacement for Sergio Perez. He's obviously replaced Ricciardo, who was meant to replace Perez. So Red Bull obviously view him as this person that can obviously go up against Max Verstappen and be that second driver, whatever, right? He's just not... He's done no more than Ricciardo did in that seat.
Well, no.
I just think coming into this weekend, there's going to be a heavy emphasis on Perez leaving, who's going to get that seat, and I think Lawson's just going to under-deliver.
Yeah, well, look, I don't think Ricciardo would have been in any different position, whether having Lawson in the team or not in the team, and it'd still be Ricciardo at this point. So I don't think the change has done anything other than probably make it more convincing for Yuki to go into that Red Bull.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I think Lawson coming in might have confirmed Yuki's position.
Okay, let's move on then to your star of the weekend. Who will impress you the most for this final race of the season?
My star of the weekend, probably gonna be my boldest prediction.
Okay, that's saying something. Year. I mean that's saying something because you've had some wild takes this season.
I have, but I've gone with a stake double points finish.
Huh? Excuse me?
A stake Sauber double points finish.
So stake are your stars of the weekend?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And it's because not 11th and 12th, it's double points.
Double points. P8 and P10.
Fucking hell, put money on it because if you do, you might win big if it comes true.
Yeah.
Get on Bet365 right now. William Hill, let's just do it, right? All right. Okay, well that's wild, right? I mean, to be fair, I mean we were just talking about Zhou beating Max Verstappen, so I mean yeah, no, I haven't gone for anything really funky as of such. I should have done. In fact, no, my original one was just Charles Leclerc. Yeah, boring, I know. No, I'm going to change it. I'm going to sort of go down the same avenue as you. I'm
Back
gonna say,
to boys.
Yeah, I'm going to say Bottas points. I'm not going to go as wild as you. I'm going to go Valtteri Bottas, my star of the weekend, because I think he'll score points.
Okay.
In his final F1 race, potentially. Unless Cadillac come in. But for now, yes, I'll go Valtteri Bottas. But anyway, that is it for our preview and predictions for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Any final thoughts?
No final thoughts. Let's get to Abu Dhabi and then see where we go.
Yeah, let's see what happens. There still might be driver changes like after the race, so this season's a bit wild. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you for the streams.